In today's video, I will show you a unique strategy that I personally gave to my 3 students and they traded. And today, I will fully demonstrate how it works. I will explain and also show you in practice. For those who want to get into training, go to the description of the video and there will be a link to the Telegram, and after going to the TG you will find information. Here, dear traders, we are already on pocket option where we will start testing our strategy. Let's quickly show the settings of these indicators. They are similar, they just look a little different. This is a setting parameter of super trend on the screen. We see the name of the indicator, it is all convenience, and also its style, and the settings of oscillator, which is located in the bottom of the screen. We also quickly check our external settings. We have, as always, a minute time frame. Trade time is a minute time frame. The trading on currency pairs. The amount of today I allocated $200. We will start from $200. We will have about 4 trades. Everything is checked, everything works fine. Let's get started to our trading. Let's move on to the first currency pair and we will just start. Here we are switching to the first currency pair. Let's open a downward trade here and start the general analysis. We immediately look at the first indicator called super trend, and according to this indicator, we observe that the last moving average of this indicator, the last section, is directed precisely to the lower position. This is one of the main signals. Also, the general signal is also a downward trend. The last moment we recently had a reversal in the form of 2 green candles. This also plays for us on hand, since this suggests that it's more likely that at least if we analyze the previous reversal situation, we won't have at least 2 or 3 candles. Then we look at our oscillator and we see from the oscillator that there was a reversal, and now we have a downward one again trend, and thus a red bar was formed in the indicator. So these indicators are completely working correctly, and let's see if this is so. Great, this transaction is closed with a plus, which is quite nice, and we immediately move on to the next currency pair. Here we are on the next currency pair. Let's quickly open a downward trade here and immediately begins general analysis. Why quickly? Because we see we have an uptrend, and in the last section we started a small reversal, and on this reversal I quickly opened a trade so that we managed before the end of this reversal. Since we see the reversal relatively, there were a couple of small areas here, and thus we need to have time to open a deal. Then we look again at the first indicator called super trend. And according to this indicator, we similarly see that we have lower than there is a downward trend. Then we look at our oscillator, and for the oscillator, so far it's rising, because on the candle we opened, it has not yet closed until the end of the 14 seconds. So it will open in red. It will most likely be a red drawdown bar according to our oscillator. The general position of our chart is also a general downward trend, so we have some kind of global recovery going on, ascending and descending. Let's look at our chart. We see that this trade is closing in a plus. Quite a strong drawdown happened. As I basically said, dear traders, let's wait a little more until the trade closes. Here we are already on the next currency pair. Let's open a trade for an increase and proceed to a general analysis. At the moment, on our chart, there is a certain recovery that's constantly happening. Just like an uptrend, we have a recovery down, and in a downward trend, recovery as we see upper position. So with this, we are opening our trade just for the increase, since we had a moment of recovery. We also see recoveries and reversals were especially relevant in previous situations. We can see this by shadows. We are also told in this by the second indicator called oscillator. We see that it has formed a rather pleasant volume of green bars, thereby showing that there has been a multiple recovery, and thus we open for this recovery and closing the deal we have left in about 10 seconds. We see we have a pretty nice growth in our situation, 3 seconds left. And great, this deal also closed for us. In plus, that's very nice. Dear traders, we already have $746 on our balance sheet. This is also pretty nice and a good amount. Let's move on to the fourth currency pair where we will continue testing our strategy. Now we have moved on to the fourth currency pair. Let's open a bearish trade here and start the general analytics of our chart. First, this is the last general range, the second downward trend according to the first indicator. We have a decrease, is also downward trend. Yeah, we have had a slight leveling off, but it happened due to this small recovery. This cannot be called a large recovery, so we have a downward trend already in the last range in the form of 2 red candles. It continues successfully, so we opened a downward trade. By oscillator, for now we're recovering, but soon there will be adjustment to approximately reach this level. But at the moment we have a downward trend where we opened our trade. Let's watch the chart. Great, this trade is also closing we have in a plus, dear traders, it's quite nice. We almost reached $1,000, but this is not particularly important to us. Since the main goal for you I accomplished, I told you in full and showed in practice that this strategy really works. So let's bring a little conclusion and let's slowly approach the end of the video. The first thing, we started with $200 and we ended with $930. Those who want to get training, go to my Telegram channel. I repeat, training is suitable for absolutely everyone, if you are a beginner or an average trader, and also if you are already a pretty good trader. And don't forget about the YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching. Bye everyone.